Hi students, this short video is to show you how to use the equation editor in eLearning. In your course eLearning site, under coursework, there is an ungraded practice problem, homework problem, which allows you to enter and play around with this equation editor. All right, and we're going to simply do this with a density calculation from general chemistry. It's not involved in your course as such. But if we have a mass of 10.5 grams and 10.5 milliliters, and we have this density formula, then we should be able to calculate the density. Alright, so whenever you're ready to enter information, for instance in a homework, you're going to come down, click on this Add Equation button, and up is going to pop this equation editor. Alright, it's off screen. I'll bring it down, and we can just start to enter information. So from our keyboard, we could actually type in del D, and we can put an equal sign. I could also directly from my keyboard just type equals, and that works. But either way, whatever we type up here shows up down here. Up here we're going to see some clunky computer code language, and down here we'll see how it's illustrated. As an example, let's say we want to have a fraction. Notice up here it's this code, down here is how it shows up. So in order for us to see numbers or text, we just replace the A with, in this case, mass, and B with volume. We've got to make sure we stay inside these little curly brackets. That's what's keeping it there. Then again, we could put equals, and then we could enter our numbers. And again, the fraction we would want to keep inside those curly brackets, the 10.5 grams and the 10.5 milliliters. And then we could calculate the answer, and of course we all know that's going to be 1 gram divided by 1 milliliter, or this. And so this would show up, and this would be a way to enter that density calculation. Notice there are no spaces between these. This is meant more for numbers, so to enter space you have to use this little button if you want the spaces. Also, if you want to enter multiple lines, there's this little new line button, and we could come down and enter, say, another calculation. For instance, let's say we wanted to do delta G. Well, one of the other buttons has Greek symbols, so notice there's the delta that shows up, and we could do delta G. But then we say, well, really what we want is our standard transformed, and we need superscripts for that. So we would come here, click on this button. Again, notice the X is here, and we'd want to replace a capital G with that X. The X is just a placeholder. The A becomes our transforms and standard conditions symbol, and then we could equals negative RTLN of K. And then we can continue from there to add additional information for that calculation. Alright, so we want to use this in our homework. One of the things you want to do is save the equation. You can save it at different sizes. Save it at least 50. You could go a little bit higher, but 50 is pretty good. And when you click save, all the work that you've just done will show up down there. If you don't click save, then the work won't show up. But this is what I will see when you enter it into a homework. Alright, so let's get ready to use the equation editor for our homework.